Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the best controller binds for claw players. This is probably the most requested video I'm getting asked for lately, so if you have any other requests, let me know in the comments. So in this video, I'm going to be covering specifically combat, build, and edit controls. So if you're looking for a video on sensitivities, I made the perfect video for that, which is currently blowing up right now. As well as a video that specifically covers dead zones, which is hands down the most underrated video on my channel. No one has even come close to explaining dead zones as well as I have, so those video links will be in the description. But just before the video starts, drop a like and subscribe if you do want to see more videos, as well as hit that notification bell if you do want to catch my streams. Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all that good shit. Let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm going to be bringing out the hand cam in just a second, but first I want to answer half the comments already on this video. Oh Flea, sick controller binds video, but how do I play claw? Bam. Oh Flea, I'm playing claw at the moment, have you got any tips? Bam. Oh Flea, I'm good at claw, but I suck at 90s. Bam. Oh Flea, bam. Fucking bam. Fucking bam. Like, I have to plug my videos because I get way too many comments asking questions I've already made entire videos on. All my videos kind of correlate with each other, so if you got a question, first check my channel to see if I've already made a video on it. So controller binds. Let's start with combat controls. Pretty straightforward, everything's the same as Builder Pro, except I obviously have a different edit button, and I've swapped around a few of the D-pad buttons to suit my needs. So starting with L2, aim down sight, I'm pretty sure everyone uses that. R2 is to shoot, L1 previous weapon, R1 next weapon. I got triangle as toggle pickaxe, square as reload, circle as switch mode, and X as jump. All standard Builder Pro. Now the reason everything stays default is because it doesn't matter. As a claw player, you can bind whatever you want to any button. That's the whole point of claw. It gives you the freedom to do what you want, when you want, without ever taking your thumbs off those analog sticks. That's why claw will always be a better and more easier way to use a controller, unless you're buying some sort of scuff, which are religiously known for breaking. I could bind like triangle to jump, circle to reload, X to pull out pickaxe, and square for switch mode if I wanted to. Like, it doesn't matter. As a claw player, you can press every button while moving, and that's the only thing that matters. By the way, I am using Control Freaks, so if you do want to grab yourself a pair, click the link in the description and use code Flea for 10% off at checkout. One thing I will say is don't bind R3 to jump. There's way too many non-claw players running R3 as jump. If you're going to play non-claw, which for a start, why are you watching this video? Bind L3 to jump. Because while you're doing builds such as 90s, you don't want to be clicking in that button while doing a 90s. It's a lot easier to press it while centered, but if it's off centered, it's really awkward to press. So when you're doing your 90s, trying to press it while in a motion is a lot harder. So that's why I recommend, if you're a non-claw, L3 to jump, because it means you can still stay in motion while using another button to jump. I use R3 to crouch, which isn't super important, but really good buttons you want to utilize is L3 and touchpad, just because they're so easy and convenient to press. Which leads me to my next bind, which is touchpad for map. Touchpad is a really good bind, and I highly recommend using this for edit. Touchpad edit is so meta right now. The only reason I don't use touchpad edit is because I've been editing right on the D-pad ever since editing came out, and there's no real difference. Since I'm playing claw, I'm using the same finger to do the same thing. But I will talk more on editing later in the video. Now for L3, I use my second switch mode. If you're wondering why I use two switch modes, I highly recommend you watch my double switch mode meta video. It's basically to make certain tasks a lot easier. L3 is probably the best and easiest button to press on your controller, so bind something important to it like edit, switch mode, or jump. I love it as switch mode, so I use that. As far as D-pad buttons go, this is all preference. I got down on the D-pad as just my emote, right on the D-pad as edit, left on the D-pad as inventory, and up as place marker. So that's it for combat controls. Now let's move into build controls. Once again, mostly default Builder Pro controls. The only things different are my change material button, which is down on the D-pad, and obviously my edit button, which is right on the D-pad. Things to note and things I do recommend is in build controls, I do have rotations turned off inventory turned off, emote wheel turned off, map turned off, and crouch turned off. Just everything you don't use while building, you want to turn off. I highly suggest you look into this because I found myself accidentally rotating a building piece, or accidentally crouching, or accidentally pulling out my map while building. So turning off all these useless features will help you with a much more consistent gameplay. Now with edit controls, I sent out a tweet on Twitter to see what everyone uses for editing, and legit every single person uses different binds, which blows my mind. The thing with editing is if you want the fastest possible edits, you have to bind edit, select, and confirm with all different buttons, and those buttons have to have their own fingers to be able to press. I'm going to dedicate an entire video to just editing, but for this video, in order to get the fastest possible edits, your main edit binds, edit, select, and confirm, have to have their own fingers ready to press. This means you shouldn't bind edit and confirm as the same button, and I only recently swapped my editing controls because having them separate buttons will not only make your edits faster, but will also make your double edits a lot smoother and consistent. Let me quickly explain why. If you're editing and confirming with the same button, you're limiting how fast you can edit something because that finger has to open and close the edit. But if you bind confirm so another finger is confirming, in this case for me it's R2, it means you press all three buttons almost simultaneously and get the quickest possible edit speed. Obviously you still have to wait for your ping on the confirm because everything is client side except the confirm. So I can open an edit and select a square, but as soon as I press confirm, it has to connect to the server in order to confirm that edit. So I can do all three actions at once, and then after I've done all three actions, it connects to the server and then it confirms. So no matter what ping you're on, you should still run three separate buttons for your edit, select, and confirm. Once again, I'm going to be going over this and other editing tips in a whole new video because there's a lot to it, but basically three buttons, edit, select, and confirm, and three fingers need to be ready to press those three buttons. Now if you haven't noticed already, my select button is R1 instead of R2. If you're still using R2 to select your edits, you're severely limiting your edit speed as R2 is a lot bigger button than R1, which means you have to press it all the way, whereas R1 is a lot quicker and cleaner to press. I put this in my edit binds video I made 6 months ago, and so many big players picked this up and never went back. R1 select is huge, and everyone that has swapped loves it. As far as a reset button, I just have square. Once again, same thing goes with reset. Make sure you have it so you can roll three fingers simultaneously to get the quickest possible reset. So edit, reset, confirm. So if I want to open an edit, it's edit, select, confirm. If I want to reset an edit, it's edit, reset, confirm. So I press all three buttons almost at the same time to get the quickest possible edit. And then it's the same for reset. Quickest possible edit and reset is to have three different buttons which are pressed by three different fingers. There's no right or wrong binds, but if you're looking for some good claw edit binds, I highly recommend copying mine, trying it out, and I guarantee you'll love it. And I got triangle to toggle pickaxe. That's just to cancel out of an edit, but I never use it. So that's about it for edit controls, and now we can move into dead zone. Now my dead zones are just chilling on 0.10 and 0.10. I recommend you go as low as you can with your dead zones, but no need to go any lower than 0.10. Like I said, I made an entire in-depth video on just dead zones, so if you're looking for a reason to use low dead zones, definitely watch that video. Not much else to say about dead zones. It's one of the reasons my gameplay is super smooth and consistent, and why I can do tiny edit movements like a PC player. It's simply low dead zones, control freaks, and practice. Smooth movements doesn't make me a pro player, but it is something a lot of people pick me up on and ask how I do it. Speaking of practice, everything comes with practice. No matter what binds you're using, some binds are mechanically faster than others, but as long as you're putting in the hours, you'll get used to any controller binds you want to. Every PC player has their own binds, and so does every controller player. Obviously, we're a lot more limited as to the freedom of pressing each button, which is why claw is the absolute best way of holding a controller, giving you as many fingers on the controller as possible, just like a keyboard. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm just going to end it with some hand can gameplay. Hoped it helped in some way. I got plenty more videos like this coming to the channel, as well as more creative maps, more live streams, all that good shit. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. and I'll see you in the next one.